3, 2, 1. Lads. You guys just aren't quick enough. It's lads. It's not lads.
I thought it was quicker, and then
I'm not
trailing along.
Sleep over here. Lads.
Lads, welcome back to the channel. Hal here, also, of course, in good nick, and Fulham fan Jack Wiltshire, like the county, not the footballer. From the Average Jack channel, joins us on our channel now to preview Sheffield United versus Fulham on Sunday, the 18th of October, a 12 noon kickoff. I always hate those early KOs. Remember, of course, if you enjoy this sort of content, give us a like, subscribe, and comment below praising my magnificent cheekbones. So, Jack, first of all, welcome to the channel. How you doing, my friend?
Not too bad. I'm happy to be here.
Good to have you on. So we need to start with Fulham. Their season so far. How do you and the majority of Fulham fans feel the season is going?
I think most of us would agree horrifically. We've started poorly. We've done all of our needed business late. There's a glint of optimism based on how well we did in the last couple of days of the transfer window. But if we don't do well on Sunday, then it will just go back to doom and gloom. Not the most optimistic outlook from us. We knew it was going to be a struggle of a year. We've been needing to replace our defence since we got relegated 2 seasons ago, and we still hadn't done it up until the deadline day. Not really much else we can say about it really, other than to just keep pushing on and hope we can actually get some points. At the moment, most Fulham fans are putting their money on us having the least points in the Premier League ever.
Beginning of last season, everyone was saying that we were going to go down with the lowest points ever. Then we finished 9th. So yeah. I did see, I think I tagged you in it, didn't I, Jack, that Paddy Power had already started to pay out on Fulham getting relegated, which I thought was very, very disrespectful. So it just gives you that little bit to kind of come back and be like, no, we're not going to get relegated.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things that if Scott Parker's got that mentality about him, he'll sort of play those things in the dressing room and show them around and be like, we've been written off by absolutely everyone. Make sure this doesn't happen, sort of thing. Use it as a motivator and actually get the team playing. What I will say about the last game is, although we did lose, it was a lot more fight than we had for the previous games of the season. And that was something that was very optimistic to see. It's a shame that we couldn't get points out of it due to a very good goal from Wolverhampton, but we push on. Hopefully we can get some this weekend. Hopefully.
Well, we are notoriously bad. A bad team coming back from kind of a little break or even a big break. Obviously, we've been bad coming back from international breaks, but we were horrifically bad coming back from the lockdown break. So with obviously a win or two here and there. But yeah, it's going to be a really tough game. I think we've probably said ourselves it's a must-win game. It's not a must-win game, but it is a game that could shape either team's season, really. So want to quickly go on to a few positives from the Fulham side of things. I just want you to give us 3 key players that you think could kind of put us on the back foot or do something a little bit magical, or maybe even a defender that's going to stop our players from scoring goals.
In terms of defenders, I can't really think of any right now. I don't know who is likely to start. We've obviously signed 2 new centre-backs, new left-back, new right-back, and it looks like Kongolo is also joining, which would be another centre-back. That in itself means that the defensive lineup could be anything, but players to look out for, and the probably best player in Fulham at the moment is Frank Zambo Anguissa. He is truly magic. He dribbles on the ball ridiculously well. Good defensive player, as well as transitioning from defence to attack. I mean, there's reasons Real Madrid had eyes on him at the beginning of the window. And honestly, the fact that we've kept our hands on him shows a lot of positive signs in terms of where we want to be as a club, but whether or not that happens is another story. Alexander Mitrovic is always one to look out for, true goal machine. Even when it looks like he's doing nothing all game, he'll score 2. It makes no sense. And the third one is Lookman. He, for his first couple of games, has been absolutely outstanding, a different gravy in terms of wingers from what we've already got in Knockaert and Caballero. And those will be the 3 players that really will shine if they start against you guys. If Tete is back from injury, he's also very good at delivering the ball from a little bit deeper, crossing into Mitrovic.
Interesting. So we sort of got 4 key players there, which I think will be of interest to a lot of Blades fans who, perhaps a bit like me, don't know the Fulham squads completely. I recognise some of those names. I think everyone knows Mitro, and certainly he'll be the man that a lot of people will have as a bet on, at least to score any time. Where do you think the weakness is with Fulham? And you can say the whole team.
Key weaknesses are probably the lack of an out-and-out defensive midfielder, especially if Harrison Reed is still injured. Even with Harrison Reed playing, he's still quite short, quite nimble. He's likely to get bullied by bigger, stronger, more physical players. Not saying that he's not a workhorse. We call him a bulldog for a reason. He runs his head off throughout the game. If we start with our regular defenders, Tim Ream is a big problem defensively, and our entire left-hand side is where we leak goals from defensively. That's probably our weakest spot, and where if you've got any know-how about you, where you will attack if our new defenders don't start.
Fair enough. So what's your likely 11 that you're going to be putting out for this game? I know things probably haven't gone to plan up to now. Same with us. We're probably going to change a thing or two. What do you think it's going to be the lineup come Sunday?
I would like it to be Areola in goal, Tete at right back if he's back from injury, Andersen in our new centre back at right centre back, in the new centre back at left centre back, Robinson at left back, and then a midfield 3 of Anguissa, Lemina, and Loftus-Cheek, and then a front 3 of Mitrovic, Lookman, and I suppose Caballero or Abubakar Kamara.
I've got to say, Jack, just hearing you list that 11, on paper, that's not a bad team, you know.
Yeah, on paper, it always looks good. Unfortunately, we're in a position where a lot of the players, if we do go down, will likely leave us. So we really need to start implementing them into the team so that they're committed. And if it comes to the end of the season and we're in a position where we're fighting for our lives, we might need to look at playing players that will be going down with us as opposed to the players that are just going to be resold.
Players like Anthony Robinson, who Sheffield United were linked with, and we'd very much hoped we were going to sign to really push Ender Stevens. But you've got him, and we might well see him on Sunday. So here's a question I always like to ask opposition fans. What comes to mind when you think of Sheffield United?
Well, the red and white stripes are hard to miss. I think they're a hard-fought game up north, and you have a previous reputation of being a very physical and demanding team. More recently, you've got a better footballing structure. The term overlapping centre-backs rings to mind. But I love the football style. It's much better than what you had in previous years, although we've been beat by that as well. So it's definitely a football style club now. When you think of Sheffield United in current day, you think of the way they play football as opposed to just an up north team.
I feel like we've missed each other quite a bit in my lifetime. You've kind of been in the Premier League quite a bit. And in recent seasons, you kind of went up and then we went up and you came down. The last 2 times we played you at Bramall Lane and at Craven Cottage, you won them both. So what are you thinking for a score prediction in this one, Jack?
Honestly, I don't see there being too much between it. I'm thinking 2-2. I can't see either of us keeping a clean sheet, to be honest, unfortunately, but it'll mean that both of us get points on the board.
2-2. Nick, we're going to score 2 goals. 2 goals. When was the last time we scored 2 goals at home?
Chelsea?
I think it was Chelsea.
And it was a London club, so it's meant to be. We're going to win 3-0, Hal.
I love that kind of optimism. Thank you so much for joining us, Jack Wiltshire, not that one, spelled differently, from the Average Jack channel, Fulham superfan. Like to say good luck, but I will say instead good luck for the rest of the season, not on Sunday and not in the reverse fixture. But thank you, and I genuinely do hope that Fulham stay up. I have a list in my head of 3 clubs that have always been very nice to me in terms of fan experience: Norwich, Watford, Fulham. I'd like all 3 of those in the Premier League.
Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Look at that ping from Norwood. Makes other teams look no good. We've got a team full of leaders. Alan Hill, Chris Wilder taught us. Yeah, there was us on the tour bus. Look how many goals Billy scored us. It's beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. We are the boys from Shore.